Charles just because I met him the same time too. Very, very nice. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, with all the tea that's happening.
We're not gonna talk about the scandal.
But he was so nice. Like, I think this was before, you know, this was when he was first popping. He was getting mobbed, though, every 2 seconds. So I got so lucky that I met him. This was in 2017, if I didn't say that. I already did, but...
No one, Sophie. This was in 2017.
This was in 2017. But I go up, my phone dies right before I was supposed to take a picture with him. Oh. And this girl behind me, I was like, I'm so sorry, but can I please use your phone to take a picture with him? She was like, yes, girl, of course.
She understood.
Angel, I don't know your name. And so she sent them to me, and he was so nice. I was like, hi. He was like, hey, sister. And he was just so sweet. It's just something about his energy. It was, like, very welcoming. Because, like, most of these people, like, just said hi. Like, they're just like, hey, and then we took a picture. But it's, like, the way he was. Like, he took his time and everything. Next, the Merrell Twins. Oh, my gosh.
I love them. We have a whole story.
We have a whole backstory.
Your voice went down, like, 2 octaves.
She went dang. Yeah, okay, so this was from 2019. And I was on a mission. Okay, so there's this YouTuber.
Oh my goodness.
Named Selman, right? And in middle school, I had the biggest crush on him on Musical.ly. I'll remember that before TikTok. Disgusting. Anyway, so I was like in love with him at the time. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to meet him. I'm in love with him. This sounds so bad.
I need to meet him.
But like king, you know what I mean? And so he's good friends with Vanessa. So I was like, hey girl, I need some advice. I was like, I want to ask out this one YouTuber who's like around my age. And then they were like, are you talking about Aaron? And
they were like, who?
They were like, who? Tell me. And I was like, no, his name is, Mario Selman. And they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, cute. And then I was like, oh, how should I ask him out?
Yeah, because we were trying to figure out the best way to approach him. Because as a fan, you're kind of like, oh, I don't want to bother them. What do I say?
So, they're like, oh, just be, like, fun and flirty and stuff, because he's very flirtatious and all that. And I was like, okay,
yeah, she was like, just be yourself. Like, don't take it too seriously.
Yeah, I didn't end up doing it, because I chickened out, but it's fine. And, but they were just very, very nice about it. I thought they were going to be weirded out, but they weren't. They were, like, talking to me like I was their friend.
Yeah, that was a thing with them. Like, when I went up to them, too... Like, especially Nessa and I, like, she talked to me right away as if we were friends for a while, and I had never met them before, so that's what I loved about them. Yeah, they're super nice. Very, very nice. And they took their time, too. It wasn't just like, hi, one picture, and then you left. Like, they had a whole conversation. I got a selfie, I got a post picture, and I got a regular picture, and they were the ones who suggested to take, like, all the other ones.
Yeah, they were so nice. Like, they really took the time. I was already there for, like, 5 minutes.
Oh! She DM'd me.
Oh yeah! Oh my god!
Vanessa, like the day after, I think I was telling her that you finally, like, you met Mario, but that you didn't ask him out. So I was like, yeah. maybe next time. And she was like, oh yeah.
Because she didn't really have any hope because she was like, oh, do you have his meet and greet or something? I was like, nope.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I'm just taking this by chance. Like, honestly, the whole weekend, I did not see him at all. Like, he was up in his hotel room, and I'll tell you I would meet him later, but I was like, oh, I don't really know if I'm going to meet him or not. They were like...
Yeah, but they ran into each other later, which we're going to explain. So then I just DM'd Nessa, and I was like, oh, thank you for your advice to her and everything. Like, we met him, but she didn't end up doing it. Maybe next time. And she responded, and she continued to respond for, like, 2 days. Yeah. And I was like, this girl is still talking to me?
Like, the fact that she... Like, YouTubers will say, oh, I read my DMs. But I'm just like, sis, my DM is probably
They respond, like, one time, and then after that, they don't, like, pay attention ever again.
You can tell she goes through her DMs. Like, she's just so sweet. They just, like, literally talk to us like we were their best friends or something. And
then I sent her the pictures of us at the meet and greet. Yeah! She was like, these are so cute. Like, I'll put the screenshots of the conversation on there.
Yeah, very, very nice. I'll say Nikita Dragun, because this one's kind of quick. I put an X. She was kind of rude, but I still stan her, which is kind of bad. But because I live for Nikita and Bretman Rock, like, if you know me, every single night before I go to sleep, I watch all of Bretman's Instagram videos with him and Princess May.
Bretman is so funny. So if he goes to a playlist, he'd get mobbed. That'd be it. That'd be the end.
That'd be it. But she was just kind of rude. This was 2017. And she was in Starbucks, and I see her long pink wig.
Maybe it's Starbucks that triggers them, because I have a story
It might
too,
be
and it was in Starbucks.
All of that experience happens at Starbucks. But so she comes out, and my friends and I are like there, and we're like in line to take a picture with her because we were waiting for her to be done at Starbucks because we didn't want to cut the line like for a picture, so we waited. And she was nice to my friend Nicole though. She was like, "Oh, I loved your wing eyeliner." She was like super nice, so I was excited. I was like, "Okay, she's nice." She like it. I come to approach her, and she looks at me like this, like I was a peasant. She's like,
She didn't do that to Nicole?
No, she was nice to Nicole, which is my best friend, by the way. And then I was like, "Hi, oh my gosh." She was like, "Hi." And then we took a selfie.
What the heck?
Yeah, and that was it.
That's
and I was
so weird
like,
that she switched just like that after Nicole.
Yeah, I was like, because like, I didn't really wear makeup that much back then. I literally wore no makeup because I forgot to pack it.
That doesn't determine whether you should treat a person well or not.
I know, but I was just like a little girl with my little bangs or whatever. But yeah, it was kind of weird. I don't know if she was just kind of anxious or whatever, but I mean, I don't have any resentment towards her. I still watch her YouTube videos.
It's just kind of odd.
It was weird. It kind of caught me off guard, but nothing terribly rude. Brandon Rogers. I actually met him in 2017, and he was so sweet. But this year...
Okay, so
sweet.
I kind of understand where he's coming from, but it was kind of rude the way he told me. But anyway,
the lady that was with him?
Yeah, we were in line for Starbucks, and we were in like 2 people in front of him. No, it was more than 2 people in front of him because the line loops around. So when it looped, he was here, and I was right next to him, literally. And so I was like, okay, might as well just ask him for a picture. Like, I honestly didn't really know who he was, but my friends, Catherine and Esteban, were telling me about him and everything. So I was like, okay, like, if I ask him for a picture, then they can get one too. So might as well just do it. Like, we're literally right next to each other.
Yeah.
And so I turn around and I ask him, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, but is it okay if we take a picture? And before he could even respond, whoever was with him, yeah, he was literally like the no. And then who was that?
I don't know. It was some lady.
His manager?
It was some lady with a dog.
I don't know, but she like interrupted what he was about to say. Like I asked him, he can speak for himself. He's an adult. But
he's a big boy.
She answered for him, and she was like, "Oh, this is his leisure time."
You're like, she was like, actually, we're in the middle of a conversation. This is, like, his leisure time.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it'll just be real quick. And then she was just like, no.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can't just, like, literally, I have my phone ready. Like, it's just 2 seconds, real quick.
2 seconds.
And then she was like, no, he's having, like, not a meet and greet, but, like, he's meeting up at this place at this time if you want to go. And I was
so rude. She was like, no, but he's gonna have a little meetup in, like, this area at this time. So you can come to that if you want a picture.
Yeah, and I was like, I am not coming to that after you just treated me that way.
Honestly, pictures take 2 seconds. He was in a Starbucks
literally,
line.
you could just been like, and that's it.
I understand this is his leisure time, but the fact that he didn't even get to say anything, he just kind of gave my sister dirty looks. He was just kind of like,
yeah, that's the thing. Like, you could have just told me and be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm, like, tired right now. Yeah. I'm just trying to get my drink.
Understand.
If he was just like, oh, I'm sorry, like, this is my break. I'm gonna have this meetup at this time so you can go. But it wasn't like that. Like, she just completely interrupted him and went for my wig.
Oh my gosh, yeah, she really came for her.
So that's why I was like, oh, it's not worth it anyway.
Yeah, it was just like kind of like the vibe he was giving off and like the look.
I mean, I understand if you're tired and all that, but there's a way that you can tell me. Because what if
he should have said it himself?
Yeah, what if I was a big fan too? Then that would have just completely broken my heart the way he just kind of...
Yeah, because I was a big fan of him, but I already met him before, so I wasn't like, oh, I need a picture, but like...
Yeah, like, I wasn't sure who he was at the time, but if I were, like, a big fan, if he was my idol or something, and he just treated me that way, I would have been heartbroken. Literally, so it was kind of better that I didn't know him, because I was kind of just like, oh, okay, whatever, like, annoying.
Imari Stuart, he's one of Tana Mojo's close friends. I love him. He was so nice. So this was like the same time we met Larry and Twains. So he was there just talking with his friends, and I'm like, hi, I'm sorry, can I get a picture with you? And he was like, oh my gosh, yeah, of course. Like, he was so excited. He's very humble. Like, when someone asks to take a picture with him, he's shocked. He's like...
Yeah, he was like, yeah.
He was like... Yeah, of course!
Because he was just there talking to his 2 other friends.
Yeah. So, we hugged or whatever, and he was like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. And I'm like, thank you. And I'm like, you're so cute in person. He was like, really? Like, he's such a humble guy. Like, and he's so cute in person. Like I said. He was very nice. He was asking me where I got, what was he asking me?
Oh no, because he told me that he liked my hat. Because I had this hat. I'll bring it. I was wearing this one. And so he was like, oh, your hat's so cute. Where'd you get it? And so we told him that it was like in a little boutique area inside of the main stage. Yeah, it was there. Mm-hmm. So we had a whole conversation about that.
Yeah, and he was like, oh my gosh, that boutique is so cute. And he was like, are you guys having fun? Like, we were just having a whole conversation. I never once felt like there was awkward silence. It was like a very fluid conversation. So nice.
Yeah, when I hugged him, his shirt was like, it was made out of silk, so it was so soft.
He was like, oh, I'm sorry if I'm sweaty. And I was like, no.
I was like, your shirt is so soft.
He was so nice. Like, honestly, stan him, please. Last but not least,
this one's gonna take forever.
Mario Selman. Okay. So, as you guys know, my little backstory before, but if you skip to this part, basically had a crush on him, wanted to ask him out because he's around my age, and he, like, lives in Boca sometimes, and we're really close to that, so I was like, okay, cute, whatever. So, I didn't have his meetup scheduled at all. Our whole friend group that went with us, we were, like, trying to find him the whole convention. You guys were supporting my dreams.
Yeah, I was like going on his Instagram story to see if he posted anything, and it was always in his hotel room.
Always in his hotel room. I was kind of losing hope.
Yeah, literally the whole time he was in his hotel room because he was like afraid of getting mobbed and all that. Like, he was genuinely scared because he's friends with Tana.
Yeah, and he was always with Hannah, Malosh, and all them, so they were getting mobbed like crazy. So, I didn't expect to meet him at all, but the night before, I was praying to the Lord Jesus. I was like, please, let me meet him.
This area.
I'm about to fight you. But at first, we were outside, like, in this area where the YouTuber... It was the last day. I was like, oh my gosh, how long? Half an hour?
Yeah.
And my other friends came who were in the convention, but they didn't come with us. So we were just sitting there, and something inside me was like, we should go inside. So, we go inside. And he's right there.
We go in the door where the dining area is, like where the, not food court, but like the cafeteria is. So as soon as we walk in, I see him, I see his fur coat, and I look him straight in the eyes, and I'm like, Sophie, that's Mario. So I walked so fast, I walked straight to him, like,
because he was about to leave.
It was this and this, and I was like,
and oh my gosh.
And so I gave him a hug, and I asked him for a picture and all that, and I got it. And then it was her turn.
So I was like, if we got there 10 minutes later, he would have already been
gone.
Or
like literally 2 minutes earlier, we wouldn't have seen him.
He was right there at the perfect time in the perfect place. So I got to take a picture.
Later he told us that was the first time he came down from his hotel room.
Yeah.
So it was so weird that the first time he comes down from his hotel room, we decided to go in the exact same place, and I walked straight to him. I was like, I am getting this for Sophie.
Yeah. Everyone was like, oh my gosh. Esteban and Catherine were literally like my support. They were like, go, do it. We're never going to see him again. Might as well just do it. Go, go, go. And so he took a picture with my sister like this. Pretend this is Sophie, right?
Yeah.
This is how far their faces are. But from our picture, he goes like this. We have our faces together. And then we take the picture, right? And I'm quaking. And then when we're done, okay, I'm just reenacting this.
Oh my gosh.
So when we're done, he grabs my arm. He like runs his hand down, and then he grabs my hand. And then he's like, oh, do you know where the food trucks are? And I'm like,
no, he said, he's like, where's the lobby?
Oh, where's the lobby?
We told him it was this way, so he was like, okay, so I'm going that way.
Yeah, he was trying to go the opposite way, so I was like, okay, yeah, you're just gonna go straight. It's like right there. And then he was like, okay, thank you, so I'm gonna go that way.
Yeah, he was like, I'm going the other way to avoid everyone. No, I don't think so.
I kind of blacked out, honestly.
He was just trying to avoid people, honestly. So we were like, lobby's that way. He was like, okay, I'm going this way.
The intense eye contact we made, I was like, oh my gosh.
We went the other direction after that. We were like, okay, he's just trying to like avoid people, so let's just go. So we went the opposite direction, and somehow we ended up in the same place again.
It was so weird. And then all my friends were freaking out. They were like, oh my gosh, Selman, you did it. Oh my gosh, you met him. Even though I didn't ask him out because, girl, I'm not that bold. But, you know, it was a nice little fantasy to have. So we walked straight the opposite direction that he was going in. And then he was right there.
We ended up in the
And
same place again.
So he's like here sitting down in the corner and we're over here and we're like talking about what just happened and they're like, look, he's right there. And I turn around and we make eye contact, right? And I'm like, okay.
And he was sitting there with like a group of fans.
Yeah, and I knew one of them.
Really?
I knew one of them from middle school, yeah, but I didn't say hi because I don't like saying hi to people that much. But she's sweet, I like her. But he was saying that we made eye contact. I was like, oh my gosh, we made eye contact. But I was like, you know what, whatever. That's what every human does. And so we're talking or whatever. And then they're like, he keeps looking your way. And I turn around and we make eye contact. And I was like, oh my gosh, this has to be a coincidence. And then I look a third time and again. And I'm like, oh my gosh, am I being delusional? Like, are you lost? Like, he looks really lost.
He was like looking around trying to figure out what to do because, well, I felt bad because he was trying to avoid people. And
so our friends go up to him and they're like, are you lost? Like, he looks really lost.
He was like looking around trying to figure out what to do because, well, I felt bad because he was trying to avoid people and more fans kept coming and coming. So I was like, Sophie,
like,
I was like, we have to step in and help him. Like, there's people surrounding him now.
So he was like, oh, I just need food. Like, I'm starving. Like, I haven't eaten all day or something like that. And we're like, oh, we'll take you to the food trucks, which is straight ahead. So my whole friend and I, like, it was like his entourage. Like 6 people. We take him to the food truck, so we're literally walking him the whole time. And
down the hallways, like up the escalator.
And we're walking really fast, and all of a sudden he stops because a fan wants a picture with him, and I slam into his back. You'll see in Esteban's vlog that we have down below.
I don't know if he kept it in there.
He did kept.
Well, I have a clip of it anyway.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Okay, so you can put it in.
I'll put it in.
And I slam into his back, and I'm like,
because she wasn't paying attention. She was walking behind him. And so he stops for a picture with the fan, and then she continues walking, and she slammed into his back.
You know, like, go order room service in my room, but thank you. And we're like, no problem. So he leaves, and then he gets mobbed, but then we don't see him again.
Yeah, I was like, it was only supposed to be like maybe you and I and like Esteban or something who were gonna walk him over, but it ended up being our whole group of friends there. It was like 6 of us, and we were like, oh no, like this is gonna cause attention because we're just like walking with him.
But isn't it just crazy that we didn't see him the whole time, and then we end up spending like, we kind of hung out with him just like a little bit.
It was a couple minutes.
It was a couple minutes, but like usually it's 2 seconds, like picture, hi, bye.
No, we literally, we walked him through the hotel outside. We skipped.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's it. Look, it's already 30 minutes left. And that eye contact, man. That's how it felt. But yeah, that was like all the YouTubers that we met. We've met some more, but like, those were like the main ones that we met. We'll probably make a video if you're interested in going to Playlist Live all about it, what to expect, what you should bring. So yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe, please.
Recording it.